Apple just launched their Vision Pro, and it's all the rage. What would better serve you, though, is to learn how to be a pro with your vision, to take your vision from dreams to reality. What's good? It's Rob Cressy, and welcome to Built for the Game. And one of the biggest tools you can add to your creator tool belt is the ability to live in your vision, to dream massive dreams, to be crystal clear on what you want, where you are going, and who you are. While on the surface, this may seem simple. We all know what it's like to dream, but few of us do so on a professional level, where you're creating your dreams and vision at the highest level with absolute clarity and having structure behind you to support it. And what I want to do is share some tips and structures that I've learned and implemented in my life, and those are the people that I work with to help you on your journey to create that clarity of vision so you can turn your dreams into reality. So the first thing that I'm going to share is going to have two sections, and we're going to call this From Vision to Reality. And we're going to talk about, number one, speaking your 2024 goals onto camera. And then number two, we're going to talk about creating your 3-year vivid vision. So let's start at the top. Speaking your goals on video. And this is something that I've talked about numerous times. Ding, ding, ding. Success leaves breadcrumbs. This is something that I picked up from Ed Milet. And one of the things that Ed teaches is implement at the speed of instruction. When you hear something that those at the highest level are doing, doesn't mean we got to do everything that they're saying, but maybe there's something there for us to explore. So when it comes to speaking your 2024 goals on video, why is this important? Well, we're going to break this down 3 ways. Number one, clarity. You create clarity simply by writing your goals down for the year. Number two, commitment. Your ability to speak them on camera creates a different level of commitment. And number three, consistency. Your ability to listen to your goals every single day. And let's break this down even further. So let's get to the clarity in writing them down. One of the biggest problems that people run into with goal setting and casting a very clear vision is they have vague or unclear goals. So by design, you writing your goals down so that you can speak them on camera will create that clarity for you. And I know this from experience because I felt a lot of resistance the first time that I was going to speak my goals on camera because I realized I wasn't clear on my goals and I didn't want to speak them on camera because, number two, the commitment of speaking them. The problem that so many people run into is you're missing the heartbeat and connection to your goals, where for so many people, goals are just words. But I want you to transcend that. So as I sat there with Ed's advice being like, speak your goals on camera, I looked at the goals that I'd written down and I was like, I don't feel the connection to these. I don't want to speak these on camera. I don't want to listen to these every single day because my heart is not into it. And that was the light bulb for me to say, all right, dude, let's get clear on this. What do you really want to create? And let's commit to this. And once I finally did that, and it took multiple sessions for me to do so, I was like, boom, I looked at this and I created a simple structure. You want to see that structure? Hit me up, rob@robcressy.com, or hit me up on all social media platforms at Rob Cressy. I'll send you what I did. And once I had that created, I was like, cool. Now I feel good to speak my goals on camera. And just like creating a podcast, I just went line by line with the script. And the key in all this is to drop all judgments or preconceived notions of what you think this has to be. Because the key in all of this is your ability to hear yourself and see yourself speaking your goals on camera. This has nothing to do with being a host. This has everything to do with you feeling into what it is that you want to create in your life. Because once you've created that commitment and you've got your goals on camera, then we get to the third part, the consistency, where you have the ability to listen to them every single day. And here's the problem. Most people just don't spend enough time going over their dreams. And this is something that I learned in Weldon Long's book, The Power of Consistency, which I quote over and over again. And here's a simple analogy for you. Working out. The more you go to the gym, the stronger you get. The same is true for your dreams and your vision. The more often you're going over your dreams and your vision, the stronger your connection to them gets. Therefore, let's create a simple consistency practice that says, hey, we're going to transcend our goals by not just writing them down. We're going to speak them on camera. That way, when you're walking the dog, going to the gym, in the car to go get coffee, you name it, and you've got 4 minutes and 27 seconds, you pop these things on. And this is a practice that I've implemented, and it's a game changer for me because having a high performance personality, I'm always looking for those opportunities, those little nuggets to create effortless effort. If you didn't listen to the podcast before this, go and listen to it about effortless effort, because so often people see goal setting and high performance as a very challenging thing. Well, I would encourage you to say, let's look for those little micro moments in our life and in our days in which we can add a drip, very simply to our life that will be a rocket ship to where we want to go. So this morning, I woke up and among other things, I walked my dog at 7 a.m. in the morning before it was going to rain. Immediately, boom, for me, I know it's going to be a 5-minute walk. That's a trigger to go and listen to my goals. Nice and simple thing. And for many people, you could just go and listen to a sports podcast or another podcast, and that's totally cool. Or you can just take that single moment to live in your dreams. Boom, got it, moving on every single day. Imagine the difference of someone who does this once a year versus 365 times a year. Complete game changer. So let's now move over then to the second massive bucket. And this one is the game changer of all game changers, creating your 3-year vivid vision. And this is something that I was inspired by Cameron Herold's book, Vivid Vision, where he really outlines the process for how you can create a vivid vision in your life. And this is a document, a living, breathing document with emotion and dreams and vision in it in all areas of your life. And let's break this down once again. Number one, starting with clarity. When you think about your 3-year vivid vision, for many of us, and I know I ran into this problem myself, it feels so far in the distance. And because of that, I had a very hard time, 1, creating clarity, 2, creating connection, and 3, creating commitment to it. Because it's very easy when you have 1,096 days to get to your 3-year vivid vision. You're like, I won't do anything with that. I won't do anything with that. I won't do anything with that. I'll get to it later. I was that person. And because of that, I found creating a 3-year vivid vision very challenging, despite the fact that I was hearing about the power of creating this 3-year vision. And for me, I'm looking at this on the personal side of things. Of course, we can also do this on the business side, but for me, having a personal 3-year vivid vision that's encompassing all the areas of my life. So with this, step 1, here's what I want you to do. Clarity. I want you to first design the most important buckets of your life. So as you look at your 3-year vision of yourself, you say, all right, I'm not just about one bucket of my life. I'm about all the buckets of my life. So for example, here's what my buckets are in my vivid vision. My wife, my son, my entrepreneurial harmony, which is the business side, well-being, how I feel, exploration and play, abundance, and prosperity. So there's 7 or 8 of them in there. And within each one of these categories, once you say, all right, these are the most important buckets of my life, now you can use your vision to fill out each of those buckets, where you sit there and you do some vision casting 3 years from now. And you say, in this bucket, who am I? What would I love to create? What would I love to do? what would I love to have? And there is no filter or governor for this. If you can dream it, you can create it. Let's put it in there, because this exercise is not about how you will make it happen. This exercise is with casting the vision, and then we will live into it and create it moving forward that way. So the simple act of getting clear on your buckets allows you to then get clear on what you want inside of each of those buckets. But here became the next challenge that I ran into, and you might as well. You don't give yourself the permission or the time or space to dream. And once again, we all know what it's like to dream, but do you know what it's like to dream on a professional level where you've got systems and processes and structures in place to help you turn those dreams into reality? And I say this often, there are levels to this game. Yeah, anyone can dream, but this is the top level of how you dream like the best in the world. And I really see this as there's 3 stages that you can be in with this. Number 1, you can be about this life. You're performing at a high level and you do not have this 3-year vivid vision for your personal life. Imagine what would be possible if you did. It would be infinite possibilities for yourself. If you're somebody who's already crushing and you're doing this without a 3-year personal vivid vision, holy smokes, Batman. You can create literally anything you want in your life. Number 2, you can also be about this life, but you feel stuck or stagnant and you do not have a 3-year vivid vision. This can be the thing that builds the momentum that you are looking for. And I can tell you this from my own experience that when I created my 3-year vivid vision last year, it was the greatest thing that I created my entire year. I have a phrase that I love, impress yourself. When I was done creating this thing, I impressed myself. I was like, damn, this is unbelievable. And then you share it with some other people, you add some life to it. So if you're sitting there stuck or stagnant, you just don't know what to do next, boom, this can create the momentum for you because by design, the process creates the clarity for you. And then number 3 is you're about this life. You have some of this, but you're not firing on all cylinders, and you know that you have more in the tank to give. And for you, creating your 3-year vivid vision can be like rocket fuel for you, and this is someone who is ideal, and everybody's ideal for this. As Tim Grover likes to say, everything's labeled number 1. But if you get this and you're doing some of this, this is where you understand the levels to this game where you're like, you know what? I can be better. Yeah, maybe I've got my goals. Maybe I've got 3 and 5-year goals, but are they written down? Are they spoken on camera? What are the ways that I can be even better at this? And creating a 3-year vivid vision is one of those things. And this is a process that took me probably 3 months on my own. I had to read Cameron Herold's book twice because I read it once and didn't take the action because insert life getting in the way. And that's going to be the excuse that I use. But I wasn't willing to live with that excuse because I read the book and I was like, I'm about this life. This is amazing. I want this. Let's make it happen. And then, I've got a 2-year-old toddler. I've got a business. I've got a wife. I've got a full life. And I was like, yo, dog, stop. You're not that guy who reads something and wants to take action and doesn't. So I reread the book again saying I'm taking action on every single thing. And I went ahead and did that. And I am happy to report that in the process of doing so and sharing my vivid vision with other people to bring energy and life and intention into it, I now have clients who are coming to me to help them create their vivid vision because I realized something in my own challenges of this. Books are phenomenal and they can give you the blueprint. The challenge is oftentimes that blueprint's over the course of 200 pages and it's not laid out just simply do this, do this, do this, do this. Yeah, it's in there somewhere, but in the name of time, intention, clarity, making this happen, it can be kind of challenging. I was the proof of this. So, like I always do, since I reverse engineered the process to create it for myself, I then said, hey, anybody else who wants to create their vivid vision document, I will help you do so. If that's something you're interested in, once again, hit me up at Rob Cressy, slide into my DMs, or rob@robcressy.com. So, you've heard me say this before, and I'm going to say this again. Success leaves breadcrumbs. It took me a while to get to this point with my vision from a holistic standpoint. 15 years exactly that I've been on this entrepreneurial journey. Facebook just reminded me of this yesterday in my Facebook memories where it says, I just quit my job and I'm starting my own business. And I started at zero. And day after day after day for 15 years in a row, I improved and added to my creator tool belt. I was not always this person, was not self-aware, did not have a growth mindset, did not have so many of these things that we're talking about right now. But the origin of my journey started with a dream to get paid to talk about sports every single day for a living and to create. So I've been about this life, but the true level up where I really learned how to do this on a professional level with my vision, that only happened in the last 2 years to where I got serious about what I want to create for myself, for my family, for being a positive force for good in the world to help impact 10 million people. Boom, it was the last 2 years. So what I'm sharing right here is something that's been a 15-year journey. So I just didn't pop out of the womb like this. I learned this the hard way. So what I've shared with you today has completely changed the trajectory of my life and my business. Because now, as a creator and an entrepreneur in my tool belt, I have how to be a professional with my vision, and I can do it for myself as well as others because I've got the systems and processes in place. But more importantly, I live this every single day. And one of the things that I think about is people oftentimes come to me and say, Rob, I want to do what you do. I want to be a coach. And I always say to them, I never set out to become a coach. I just lived like one for more than a decade. And eventually I got hired to help people be better at business by being better at life. So the best way that you can live this is by living this. Be about this life. And I'm sharing this because of the positive impact it has created for me. Success leaves breadcrumbs. Others like Ed Milet, Cameron Harold, Wayne Dyer, they've all shared these little nuggets along the way. I've taken them, put them together, implemented them in my life to help create more of what I want. And you can choose to take this as just another podcast, or you can be one of the 1% of 1% who takes this breadcrumb and sees more possibility for yourself. Like Ed Milet says, implement at the speed of instruction. How many times are you going to need to hear about creating clarity of vision, about speaking your goals on camera, about creating a 3-year vivid vision for yourself? For me, I hope this is the last time that you have to hear this so that you can start living in your vision more and turning those dreams into reality. And my encouragement for you is send me your dreams and goals, because if you can't do so, you have a hole in your boat. Because we've got the written version, we've got the video version, we've got any version that you can send somebody else. And this single action item is the absolute game changer because so many people have their vision and their dreams in their head. I want you to take it out of your head, get it onto paper, and or get it into video. And as I wrap a bow on this, I want to share 2 simple things that you can do from an awareness standpoint to be a professional with your vision and your dreams. Number 1, create a vision board on your phone. So many of us have heard about creating vision boards, but you know what? I just wasn't that paper mache guy, especially in this digital era. No shade on people who do that, but I don't have any magazines in my life right now. So me cutting up things and putting them on a poster board, just not for me. However, what is for me is to collect photos and videos of things that are aligned to my vision board. Create a simple folder on your phone, just call it vision board, and just start dropping photos and videos in there. And then once a day or whatever consistency practice you want to create, open up that vision board and just spend a little time in there creating the emotion. Speak, see, and feel it. Where I don't want you just to look at the image. I want you to actually place yourself there. If you envision yourself being on a beach and there's a beachfront house there, I want you to turn it around and imagine the sun being there and you're just sitting on a chair and maybe you've got friends or family there, or maybe you're walking onto the beach and you feel the warmth of the sand on your feet. This is the specificity that I want you to live, because your mind moves towards what it's most familiar with. So let's get more familiar with your dreams. And then number 2, this one is both simple and fun, and I talk about it all the time. It is creating your best year ever in photos. Once again, go on your phone, create a new folder, title it 2024 Best Year Ever. And then once a month, I do this on the last day of every single month. You go through and you look at all your photos and you add your best ones to your best year ever photo album, because this becomes evidence of all the amazing things happening in your life. Because creating your best year ever is a mindset, a lifestyle, and a way of being. It doesn't mean that everything went perfect in your life, because that's not going to happen, because we are all going to have adversity and challenges and sickness and hardships that happen in our life. But we have the ability to choose how we respond to that situation, how we frame that. And for me, I see every year as the ability for me to create the best year of my life, because why would I not do so? And why would you not do so? Yes, there's going to be some things that are going to happen that may really, really suck. But guess what? You can't do anything about the past. You can't control the future. All we have is this moment right now. So let's create amazing moments and create the intention that every single day is the best day of our life. And we're going to capture photos and throw into a photo album, because you go January, February, March, April, May, all the way to December. And you'll look back and you'll have 283 photos and 57 videos of all the amazing things that happened in your life this year. And you'll be like, man, this really was the best year ever. Doesn't mean you had to get married or have a kid or buy a house. But this is all about gratitude and appreciation for the journey and all the amazing things that happen along the way. So vision board on your phone, best year ever in photos. 2 absolute game changers, such simple stuff. And for me, I'm about that simple habits life where you can just start stacking all of these things. And man, if anybody listening or watching this right now does all of these things, please let me know, because I want to talk with you, because you are unbelievable. Because I'm about this life. I am that person. I want to be around other people who either have that or want that, because we are going to change the world and do amazing things in life. So to wrap a bow on this, 3 book recommendations for you. I've talked about 1, The Power of Consistency by Weldon Long, 2, Vivid Vision by Cameron Herold, and then 3, Be Your Future Self Now by Benjamin Hardy. And the biggest thing that I learned about creating my 3-year vivid vision and turning my dreams into reality is to be that person now that you see yourself as at the end of 2024 or 3 years from now, 1,096 days. Because that was one of the things I was challenged by, where it just feels so far away. And how do you make these things happen, from flying on a private jet to creating $6,000 a day or speaking on stage at sold out arenas? Well, the way that you do that is to be that person now, to flood yourself with those feelings, those emotions, and those actions. So I definitely recommend you read Be Your Future Self Now. But this was the light bulb moment for me in creating my vivid vision, where I started to see myself as that person. So the person who is speaking on stage at a sold out arena, even if you don't even have a podcast or anything, you start to become that person now. Hey, what would the person who's speaking on stage do today? boom, let me start being that person, because it's not about the destination. It's about being the person on the journey every single day that lives in the action to make all of this happen. So I would love to hear from you about this episode. 1, what are you doing to create clarity of vision in your life? Have you spoken your goals on camera? Do you have a vivid vision? Do you have a vision board on your phone? Do you see yourself as a professional when it relates to vision in making your dreams turn into reality? You can hit me up on all social media platforms at Rob Cressy. Sending tons of good vibes your way. Hope you have yourself an amazing rest of the day.